Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Some of you may remember our next guest as the dentist / mega Kiss fan on the VH1 TV show that aired in 2000 called Fan Club Kiss, where she was one of 4 featured Kiss fans. This is where we met her alter ego, the Goddess of Thunder, her female version of Gene Simmons that attended many Kiss conventions, and which she took to another level a few years later by teaching herself bass guitar and portraying Gene Simmons in the first ever all-female tribute to Kiss called Black Diamond. Hello, Leigh.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This is episode number 12, by the way, so you're in the early days of the Ages of Rock podcast.
Awesome.
So let's start this out. If you would give everybody kind of a synopsis of who you are, what you do, how you got into this.
Oh, man. Well, like you said, that fan club show is what started everything. I've been a Kiss fan since I was 11. So, I've been collecting stuff. And then when I got older, I found all the Kiss conventions and everything. That's where I met you, Alan, Kiss convention.
That's absolutely right, in Indianapolis.
Yep. And I just had this costume, and my female Gene Simmons costume, and I had the screen name in the chat rooms, Goddess of Thunder. So that's kind of in the 90s how it started. So then I put the costume on and went to Kiss conventions and got a kind of a name for myself. And then I got picked to be on that TV show, and that kind of blew me up to another level. And then after that, I found these girls that, the Black Diamond girls that needed a Gene for their female Kiss tribute. And I said I'd do it, and I didn't know how to play bass. So, I had the bass, I had the Punisher because I wanted to learn, so I had bought one. So then I really hit it hard, and I think we played a show like 6 months later.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Oh, and a correction, we met in Cincinnati.
The first show was kind of, I did a lot of standing. They actually called me Stone Gene because I was like so scared. I was so worried about playing and singing and just that part of it. So I would like video every show I did and, see what I was doing wrong. And I'm like, oh my God, I only stuck my tongue out once. What the heck,
There you go.
I kept working on it, and eventually, we did pretty good. We started playing all over the place.
Yeah, by the time you guys got to the Evansville Kiss Expo, you were much better than the first time I'd seen you all.
Yeah, we improved a lot.
Yeah. And a little historical fact there, she and I both played bass in Kiss tribute bands on the same stage on the same day.
That's right.
That's right, yeah.
Who headlined?
Well, the girls did. They had the makeup.
Because we're
Oh, were you dressed up like that?
Yeah.
Oh, phew.
Now, I did have my porn mustache at the time. Yeah. You remember the porn stash? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, so Lisa, how did you get picked for the fan club show?
Well, at the time, you had to send in email. No, it was a video. You had to make a video and send it in. And my friend came and interviewed me, and we walked around my house. It was a condo, and I had Kiss stuff everywhere. And he interviewed me, and I sent it in, and they picked me. I couldn't believe it. It was awesome.
That's cool.
Oh,
Very cool.
yeah. And then they came to my work and filmed me there at my dental office. I had to have the patients sign waivers. They wanted them to sign waivers. And then they came to a Kiss convention with me. And then what wasn't supposed to be part of it, like 2 weeks after they did all that, that was supposed to be it. They called me and said, we've decided we want you to come meet Gene, like backstage at this concert. I almost, I couldn't believe it. So I got to fly up there to, where was it? Michigan. And they filmed me backstage meeting Gene. And then I got to be in the first row, and Gene messed with me the whole show. It was so fun. I'll never forget.
Is that the show where he was getting down real close to you, and then when he got up, he tripped over the stage monitor.
Yes.
I've seen that. That's funny.
That's
He messed with me. It was so fun. Oh my God.
That's cool. Very cool. I met him too backstage at one time, and he was a pretty cool guy. I mean, he was very, very neat. It was interesting. It was cool.
It was surreal to me because I had met them. I had met them in the '90s, before they put the makeup back on. And in my interview with the fan club, she said, I kept saying, I can't, if I ever meet Kiss, I won't believe it'll be the Holy Grail, and all this. And she's like, well, you just said you already met him. And I'm like, oh, well, it was kind of weird to me because I had met them without the makeup, but I still didn't feel like I met Kiss.
Right.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when I did meet him with the makeup, it's just different. Totally.
Exactly.
It's almost like you're in awe. I mean, I was in awe. I just couldn't. It was kind of almost an out of body experience. It was kind of weird.
It was, and I feel like I was 12 years old. I was just like, oh. And he's saying, stuff hitting on me like I expected, and saying some of the stuff he said. I mean, I don't know if I could say. He's like, it'd be like, can I swear on this?
This show is uncensored.
Yeah. You can say whatever you want.
They usually have to cut me out.
He said it'd be like booking myself, and because I had the costume on and everything. He asked if the guy that was taking the photos was my significant other, and I said no. And he said, "Okay, we'll talk." And I would just laugh, and I just push him. I'm 12 years old. There's no adult anything to me with them. It's just he laughed, so I think he kind of got the idea.
I know he's not with me, Gene, but I got a whole thing of Polaroids. You want to see him?
Bill, didn't you say he said the same thing to you, wasn't it?
No. Yeah, but really, he had some poor Asian girl up against the wall he was really hitting on hard. He's but that's what I kind of expected that. So
I expected it. Yeah.
Totally.
He told me I was powerful and attractive, of course.
Yeah. He said that to my son. Yeah. He just looked at me. I don't know what he thought of me, so it didn't matter.
Now, you mentioned that they came to your dentist office and that your patients had to sign a waiver.
Yeah.
When your patients find out that, you're a dentist and you're this huge Kiss fan, how do they react?
Well, they didn't really know till then. I mean, I never announced it at work, really. And I remember one guy that signed it, and he was on the show, and his wife got really mad apparently, and they left my practice because they were pissed.
Really?
Yeah, he signed it. He was all about it. He thought it was funny, And,
wow, that's weird.
She got upset. So.
Yeah, I have an office, and my office has got Kiss stuff in it, and everybody, if I don't have my Kiss calendar up every year, they're like, "What's wrong with you? What happened?
Exactly.
Where's your calendar?"
I mean, I always wore like my necklace and my watch and stuff. I mean, people knew I was a Kiss fan, but when that show came out, it was just.
She must have been
I had people coming into the office asking if I was there and stuff.
Well, one thing to have stuff in your office or like in my room or whatever, but there's another thing to be dressed up in full gig. So that's a totally different.
I never dressed up like that in the office.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, you could have done that for Halloween. That'd been great.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've done it many Halloweens.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Since I've been 11. Come on.
What did your staff think? Did they know before? I mean, have you talked about it?
They were on the show. I mean, it's on.
Yeah, I saw the show. So
yeah, they were on it. They loved it.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
You said that when you first started the Gene Simmons makeup, you started learning to play bass. How long did that take you?
To play bass?
Well, to play bass other than just Kiss songs. Are you self-taught or?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm totally self-taught. How I learned was I know Kiss songs so well that I knew the bass lines in my head so well that that's how I learned. I just found the notes and made up my own way, like a tablature type writing. And that's how I learned because it was easy for me to find the bass lines for Kiss because they're so in my head. So that, and it was just repetition. And I taught myself. And then after the Black Diamond thing got done, I got in this new band, Iron Mullet, and we're doing a lot of like Iron Maiden and stuff. So that was a challenge because that's totally different style, you know.
Yeah, the galloping bass line.
Yeah, so I mean, I really come along since then. I mean, I play all those bass lines now. So I really just busted my ass to be able to learn it, hours and hours, you know.
Being self-taught like myself too, I'm the same way. Having the song in your head and knowing it, frontwards and backwards is 99% of your practice right there.
Exactly.
When we learn new songs for the band, I get these songs on a loop on my iPod, and I just listen to say these 5 songs just till I just
Yep.
know them exactly. Exactly. That's the best way to learn, though.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Al.
Won't you ask her a question, Dennis?
Oh, well, you're talking about that's getting a little bit too far. I tell you what, I seen something about you. You said you took some lessons from Rudy Zarzo,
I did.
and I seen that on your webpage. How did that come about? I mean, was it something that he was advertising you to take lessons, or?
Yeah, on his Facebook page, he started this Rudy Sarzo Bass Academy,
Right.
and you could email him, and he emails you right back. It's him.
Huh.
You can pay, for a half hour or an hour, and it's really reasonable.
Is it over Skype, I guess, then?
Yeah, he Skypes with you, and it's just you and him on Skype. I mean,
That's crazy.
the first time I was just like, oh my God, I just was so nervous, My Skype kept acting up and real freezing and everything. And then I got a new computer and it was still doing it. And it's acting fine now. So I might hit him up again and start up again.
So let me ask you just real quickly. I mean, I don't need a bunch of it, but say like when you first got onto his for the first time, did he get you kind of a background of where you're at?
Yeah.
And basically, does he have a set of lessons, or you say, "Here, I want to learn this, or I want to learn this type of thing"? I mean, is that kind of how it is?
Yeah, he kind of asks you what you're doing, and I told him I was self-taught and I don't read music. I don't know theory. I just do it out of my head, and my repetition it's really what I do. And I started playing bass late, so I'm trying to get it all in. It's like I don't have time to sit there and learn to read music and everything.
Right.
So he goes with that, and he said, I want to watch you play, and he watched how I played, and he immediately told me that some bad habits I had, which I've been working on, that I've been trying to break. So, because I didn't know what I'm doing,
Well, when you're self-taught, you don't know any better. I've done the same thing over years, and you see somebody else playing, and you're like, "What are you doing?" He goes, well, "That's the way you do it." It's like,
he told me to hold my elbow up, and these are supposed to be flat. I mean, all stuff I wasn't doing. And
right.
really helped.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
How long was it between when you started playing and then when you did the things with Rudy, the lessons with Rudy? Been a long time?
Oh yeah, I started playing in 2003, and I just did the lessons recently. So,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. You can play by ear. My son can play by ear too, and it's crazy. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how the people do that. It's
Just
crazy.
find it.
Dennis
Just
too.
find the notes.
Yeah, I can't find a note.
It's like seek and find.
It is like I got nothing.
Where I can figure out songs really pretty quick. I mean,
cool.
unless some of those Iron Maiden songs took me weeks, though. Like honestly, I mean, those 8 or 9 minute songs, and there's so many different breaks. It's brutal.
Steve Harris and his bass playing is so. And I mean, he's just incredible as far as the picking part of it is what's hard. It's just that repetitive quickness that he plays.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It is.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
Nothing like a Dennis with calluses.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been in the Black Diamond tribute band, which is the tribute to Kiss. Am I correct in assuming Iron Mullet is an Iron Maiden tribute?
Or we do one full set of Maiden as our second set. In the first set, we do a lot of Dio and Priest and Sabbath and stuff like that. But our second set is our full Maiden set.
And besides those two tribute bands, what other tribute bands are you in or have you been in?
Well, I've been in 2 Van Halen tributes. I had an all-girl Van Halen here in Atlanta called She-Ruption. Clever.
That's awesome.
And I I built it around this little girl that was Eddie. She was unbelievable. I mean, she played Eruption perfect. She was amazing. And she ended up moving away a year later. And I just couldn't find anybody to fill those shoes. So that broke up. And then we had another one here going called 1984. We did that a little bit.
Right.
Currently, I just got in a Dream Police Cheap Trick tribute where I'm trying to play that beast 12-string bass. When he asked me to join, I forgot the guy that Tom Peterson plays a 12-string bass. It just didn't enter my mind. And so then 2 weeks later, he's like, well, I got a 12-string bass off eBay. Here it is. And I'm like, what? And I've never used a pick. That's another thing. I was always it feels very awkward. I've tried it. I throw it down. It just feels awful to me. So that thing, you really have to use one or you're not getting that sound. So I've again spent hours and hours and hours and I finally got it. I'm using a pick now.
Well, I mean, with that 12-string, you're actually playing almost rhythm guitar. I mean, that's how Cheap Trick got that fuller sound anyway. I mean, he's playing the bass, but yeah, you're strumming in a sort. I mean, going from a 4-string to a 12-string. I mean, how much of a daunting task was that? I mean, for you.
It's played like a 4-string, but each string has 2 little strings next to it, octaves. So you really are playing it like a 4-string.
Right.
It's just, you're getting that piano sound from hitting it, the 3 at once.
Sure.
But
I guess as far as the pressure, the different pressures you have to do is probably,
It's tiring. You got to hold 3 little strings down at once. It's tiring. So I'm getting my stamina up on that so I can play a whole set.
Have you had your first show yet with them?
Yeah, New Year's Eve we had a show. It went really good. The guy built a 5-neck guitar. It looks perfect. It's only one of the necks works right now, but he's gonna get it all wired up, and it was really fun. So we're adding a lot more songs, so we have a full set, to hour and a half. So I think we got another show booked in April. So.
I saw your pictures on Facebook. I mean, even though, you see a lot of these tribute bands and they sort of look like him, and you guys, it's a really good look. I mean,
the Rick Nielsen Matthew is unbelievable. When they said he was going to do it, I was like, Matthew, really? Because he's like such a quiet, like nice guy. But when he put that costume on, I was like, oh my God, it's perfect.
Yeah, it looks real good. The bunny looks good. I mean, everybody looks really good in there.
Yep, really good choices.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned something about the 5-neck guitar. I think Dennis has a question about that.
Well, I was just curious because it was, Nielsen's only got 3 of them. They were built in early '80s by Hamer, and his I think has a 12-string on top and a fretless on the bottom, and then there was multiple different combinations and then. So, like I said, his it's a homemade deal, is what it is.
Ours is, yeah.
It looks good though. I mean, it looks.
It's like you have to make one. I mean, where are you going to get one?
Exactly.
Yeah, so he bought one guitar and cut it and took the 2 horns off and then just bought wood, 4 necks, and went to town. It looks really good.
It does look good. It does. It's impressive.
He was impressed with himself. Curtis was like, I built that,
That's cool.
Something to be proud of.
Cool. Yeah, what'll be cool is when he gets Rick Nielsen to sign it. Yeah, that'll be cool.
I meet Cheap Trick in September. They're doing a tour with Hart and Joan Jett, and I signed up for the meet and greet so I can tell Tom that I'm him in the tribute band.
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And we're going to the Cincinnati show.
Oh, awesome. That's going to be a great show.
Yeah, that's a great lineup.
Oh, it's great.
I haven't seen Hart, so I'm looking forward to that.
That Hart will blow you away, man.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ann Wilson can sing, and Nancy's just like, she can just tear it up.
Amazing.
Just amazing. So can you talk a little bit about your room?
Yeah, I mean, I've been collecting since I was 11 years old, and I'm old now, so you can imagine how much stuff I have. Yeah, I mean, I even have the pinball machine, and I've got a lot of stage stuff. Like I got blood towels from Gene, and I got 2 roses from Peter. I got all kinds of a blood cup.
Cool.
I got a lot of signed stuff. Yeah, of course I got Paul's broken guitar. I got the neck at one show and the body at another.
Wow. And
I got the crap beat out of me when I got that body. I took it and leaned over the barrier, and people were like beating up.
Wow.
No, you're not. It's mine. Then I met him again 2 years later, and he signed it. So it's one of my big pieces on my mantle.
That's awesome.
Is that your favorite piece? What's your favorite piece that you have?
It's probably the 2 broken guitar pieces. I mean, those are awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
So have you met all of them now?
All of them except Eric Carr. I never got to meet him, but I've met all the rest of them. Yep.
Cool.
I was going to ask you. You say you're in Atlanta. Is where you're at. So, how many tribute bands are in that area? I mean, I know I'm not just Kiss or total. Do you know about how many there is?
There's a lot of tribute bands. It's pretty big around here.
Right. Well, what I was going to ask you about it was as far as the competitiveness of it. I mean, is it a real cutthroat kind of situation? I know, like I said, around here, back in the 80s, it seemed like, man, we were the bands around here, we didn't talk to another band. We didn't help, we were just like, it was bad. And nowadays, we're all, when we're not playing, we're always promoting other gigs that they're playing, or
like
somebody's sick. We interchange and stuff. That's why I was curious about you guys. I know is it the same kind of deal, or is it a little bit more competitive?
No, it's people try to support each other. I mean, and it's kind of a respect thing too. Like, if someone else is there's like a Nirvana tribute, they also do the Foo Fighters and everything. No one else is going to go and try to form one. You know what I mean? It's like,
that's cool.
Kind of the one band, like we tried to find one nobody else was doing. So this Cheap Trick one. So yeah, people are pretty supportive around here.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's probably an age thing too, because when you're 18, 19, 20, 23, whatever, trying to get going, you're pretty much, and you probably think you're the shit. So that's part of it. So when you get a little older and you realize that there's a lot of other people that are pretty good too, that does help you be a little more humble and willing to help out. You don't give a
shit at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, you're doing it more for fun, like a hobby. It's like it's just a rush. It's just a rush to me. I'm not out to compete with anyone. I'm just having a freaking great time when I'm up there.
Right.
So how many shows a year do you do?
We used to, Iron Mullet used to play about twice a month, but my singer moved back to New York, so now he comes down and we only have a show every about 6 to 8 weeks. So not as much. So hopefully the Cheap Trick one will get going a little better. And we're hoping with the Cheap Trick to do like maybe festivals and fairs and stuff even.
That'd be cool.
Stuff like that. So
primarily they're in the Atlanta area, or how far out do you reach?
We'll go anywhere. Anywhere. Because I looked at a tribute band website and there was no Cheap Trick on there. So we're hoping, we can do some stuff with this one.
So how do you say with the Cheap Trick band? How do you pick your songs? I know you've got to do Surrender. You've got to do I Want You to Want Me, but I'm sure there's two. You want to do some deep cuts or some stuff that nobody. I mean, how do you pick those songs?
Well, a lot of Cheap Trick is deep cuts. I mean, it's like that's all anyone knows is Surrender and
right.
They Had a Shame or whatever. So we just got together and kind of said the ones we liked that might go over that are more.
Right.
Like we had to do The Flame,
right.
Stuff like that, and She's Tight.
Right.
But then we're doing like Big Eyes and Hello Kitties.
Oh, I love that stuff. Yeah.
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 That's like whenever
Southern
I
Girls,
I want to go see like play
favorites.
Out Wiedersehen. Nobody knows that song. I love that song.
I said about them too. We're also going to do some of their Beatles stuff that they did.
That'd be cool.
Sgt. Pepper's Beatles. So we're going to do.
I was just about to ask that. I was listening to Day Tripper the other day.
Yeah.
And a couple other things. They do they're a phenomenal band.
We're actually talking about doing our first set all our Cheap Trick stuff, and then doing another set all the like Cheap Trick did the Beatles, like a whole Beatles set.
Sure.
You may do that.
Yeah,
well, while you're talking about, you said you'd go anywhere to do a show. I know that when you were in the Black Diamond Girls, you guys traveled a lot, or you gals traveled a lot, I should say. Do you have any really cool road stories?
Well, I'll just say those girls are awesome. Holly, Shannon, and Tanya. We had such fun, man. Being around girls, like some of the guys think, you're around guys and they're like, oh, we better not say this because you're a girl, and I'm like, you should be on the road with Black Diamond and hear the shit that comes out of their mouth.
Well, I've been around Shannon enough.
I would just sit there and laugh and laugh.
Yeah.
So fun. But yeah, I think our farthest show was Portland, Oregon. We got flown out there to open for the Iron Maidens.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Crystal Ballroom, I think. And when we went out there, it was packed, and I had never played a show that big, and I got sick. Like I had to go. I went and I threw up. I was so nervous. So we got out there, and people were going crazy. They were like grabbing our boots and going nuts.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun. That was fun.
How big a show was that?
You know how that place was packed. There was, I don't know, a few thousand people or something. And then I got to play with a male group, Kissin' Time it was called. I was the only woman in it. And we got to play at the Kiss Coffee House anniversary twice. That was really fun. That was packed too.
Yeah, I remember we went down there right before it opened and never got to see it open, but I knew that band had played there because it's kind of a shame it closed. It was pretty cool, but
it was fun.
unless it's pretty nichey.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't doing well or something, but those anniversary parties were a riot.
Yeah, the place was packed. I mean, I saw video from it. And
Gene and Paul were at the first one, and I got some of my posters signed, so it was fun. It was great. Ace was at one, and I got my stuff signed by Ace, and then I, took my stuff and went outside, and he had like his goon with him, watching, and the goon comes out after me out the door, and he goes, "Excuse me, who are you here with?" I said, "Nobody. I'm here with my friends." And he's like, "Are you here with your boyfriend?" I said, "No." He goes, "Well, Ace wants your number." Yeah. And my friend told me Ace likes tall women or something. Tall women. So I was like, "No, I don't know. I mean, I'm not, seriously, Kiss is not, I'm 12 years old. Like, to think, my buddies told me after, they're like, "Why didn't you do it? You could have got stuff signed and all this." And I'm like, that's not what he's looking, I don't think I don't think he's looking to sign my shit, I said no. I said, "Thank you. I'm flattered, but no." I really want to keep them on a pedestal. I don't want to know them personally. I want to keep them as my Kiss,
Yeah.
Makeup.
Yeah.
Well, Ace would have probably passed out anyway. You'd have been okay.
Like, I had trouble watching that Family Jewels because I don't want to know Gene's wearing a red pajamas with a ass thing. I don't want to know that.
We all didn't want to know that.
I couldn't stand it. I hardly watched it because I just don't want to know that personal stuff.
It's bad enough with the hair helmet he's got, and then with the red jumpsuit, it's like, really? Wow.
And amazing. We talk about this all the time. He thinks that is something. I mean, he's always primping it, and it's like, man, because I told him what I'm going to do is get a Darth Vader mask and like superimpose it over that helmet, and he's got it, man. He's the next Darth Vader. If they resurrect him from the dead, it's
exactly.
They won't have to do anything but paint his face black.
He knows it's bad. That's why he does all that.
We've talked about this. I think we talked about this last week, didn't we?
I think so.
Shave your head and just wear a wig. But do us all a favor. It's okay.
You like Paul and put a wig on.
Yeah,
it's okay. We're good with it.
I'm fine.
Too funny.
They got to keep the youthful look. It's all good.
Had you seen those pictures of them when they were? We were just talking about that beforehand when they're doing that practices right now, rehearsals for that gig, and he had that hat on, looking like those white shoes, and he had like this yellow hat turned backwards.
Gene looked like
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Oh, they're terrible. He's trying to be all hipster. So what do you think about Kiss having to go into rehearsals for their 17 songs that they've played every concert for the last 20 years?
I don't understand it.
It's like, why do you have to rehearse? Just show up and
they're playing the same set forever. I mean, it'd be cool if they'd get some deep cuts out. I mean,
it ain't going.
I think they are. I mean, they're pulling out the deep cuts. I mean, they're going to play Strutter.
Shout it out.
A little. They got to get a little rock and roll night out there. They haven't played that for, I don't know, a month.
Like it's that like for 10 years.
It is. I think it's all of our favorite bands. I mean, that's kind of what got the three of us is our commonality. And
Always.
but yeah, we're good about being hardcore on them.
We'll bust their balls all day.
But I did see though that they were playing Flaming Youth. It looked like Paul said made a comment about Flaming Youth, which is not a normal song, and Creatures of the Night, which they haven't played in a while. So, and we talked about so what is your favorite era of Kiss?
Well, I mean, it's when I grew up, the one I grew up with, in the 75 to 79 era. That's my Kiss. Like, I can't let that go. Like, what's going on now? I don't know if we want to get into that, but that's my Kiss.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we definitely get into that. So you're not into the thing nowadays?
You should see some of the funny things that she posts about Tommy.
That's okay. That's cool.
I respect that they want to keep it going. Like, kids nowadays still get to see a Kiss concert. Very cool. I still go to see Gina Paul, but the magic for me is just, it's gone. Seeing Tommy in Ace's costume and Eric, great musicians. I got nothing against them, but it's just, the magic is just shot out for me. So
in the if they took the makeup off and toured, would it be okay? Would you be okay with? I mean, would that be okay with you, or is that magic really the makeup and that whole costume thing?
Well, yeah, it's the costume thing. It's the childhood hero thing, And I went and saw them when they did without the makeup, and I was there the whole time. But it's the makeup that drew me in, and just to see someone else wearing Ace and Peter's makeup, if they had gotten their own characters, I really would have been so much okay with that. So much better.
So for me, I agree. It's the show.
Eric, everyone's like, well, Eric Carr was accepted. Well, Eric Carr was the Fox,
Yeah.
Like, he didn't sit up there wearing cat makeup.
Yeah, and Vinny wasn't accepted, period. On any level.
Exactly. It in, but at least he had his own thing.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of things about Kiss now too. I think that, like Lee was saying about the magic being gone. I mean, look at Gene in 74, 75 compared to Gene now. Gene back then, he is older. I'll give you that. He can't jump around and do all that stuff, but he can still look mean and still get that. He almost looks cartoonish now. He's like a clown more than he is a demon. I mean, it's sad.
Because back then, he was like the most evil thing on stage, man.
Oh, God, yes.
But he was, you know what I mean? Like, you'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And there were posters. I mean, I had the one.
Yeah.
You froze up.
Across the blood down his shirt, right above my bed. And I remember just people being, I'd come in my room, they'd be freaked out. I'm like, I sleep with that every night.
My parents let me put it all up. They didn't care.
Yeah.
I can't believe it to this day. Like, they didn't care what I put up on my wall. And I'm probably running around singing, sitting in the bed, head down in my lap, whatever. She didn't notice.
But he's almost turned into like the anti-Gene now. He's just like, say, he's comical and clownish, and it's like, well, I know you can't jump around and do your kicks and stuff, but just act mean and look mean.
He can't anymore. I mean, the Family Jewels thing to me just
it ruined him.
It ruined. That's just my opinion. It's just too much personal information. He became a person, like he's an actual human being.
Same thing with Ozzy.
Demon,
Yeah. Ozzy.
Yeah, when you see that, I liked Family Jewels because I liked seeing the other side. Yeah. But you're right; it does take some of that mysteriousness of him not being a normal person like everybody else.
And that's another thing about our youth, which that's never going to happen again. That mystery thing, wow, it was amazing.
Never. Nobody could ever pull that off now. No way.
Experienced that, and it's never. No way.
No way.
Too
many cameras, too many. The internet. There's no way.
Get like the poster of Paul and like cover up half with the star, try to figure out what he looks like. Like I did anyway.
We all did.
Oh, yeah. So when you saw him on MTV and they did the unmasking, it was like, oh
my God, yeah.
Wow. I just.
And see, I didn't have MTV, so I didn't get to watch that. I remember going into the Eastland Mall, going into the disc jockey, and the first time and going over to that record album and going,
Right. Oh
shit.
my God! You know, I had a party.
Jeez.
I had a
That's
party.
weird.
The night they took the makeup off.
Oh, you did really?
I had a party that night. What was it? 82, 80. What year was it?
83.
83.
Yeah, I was first year of college, and everyone else was partying, and me and my one friend were watching it. Nobody else cared.
Yeah, it's just that's true. There's so many things that can't happen again.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I think that's what I'm always going to feel and compare to is that time, and I know it's never going to happen again, and so I don't know, just
other than the stage show, if they just said, you know what, we're not, because I think Kiss is different. The stage shows are different in makeup than they are when they're out of makeup.
oh yeah,
They're just very different. It's not the same. It's just not, to me, and it's never been the same. I mean, the shows through the 80s were not the same kind of shows. Even the 90s weren't the same kind of shows. And
Well,
the closest I think they got without the makeup on was the Revenge tour,
the look.
which I thought was phenomenal. And it was part of that was the look. It was they were back to, I'm going to kick your ass every time it came out on stage, which
It was the best non-makeup look for sure.
absolutely. And the stage was great. And it was back to that whole thing of what I really love the band about. But I think now if they take the makeup off and they tour and they go back to stripped down set, then it just becomes, I don't know. I don't know what it becomes. I saw online earlier somebody had made a comment that they thought it'd be really great for them to take the makeup off and do a small, not a small venue, but a mid venue, just tour without the makeup and play just whatever the four of us kind of stuff want to hear. And they'd sell the damn place out every night. They're not going to make $1 billion at it, but they're going to make a lot of money, and it'd be awesome. I'd go to 3 or 4 of those shows just because it'd be different.
Maybe they could get like Bruce back too or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, did you see that Bruce and Ace played together or not? They didn't play together. They were on the rock cruise that's going on right now.
Yeah, I've seen that.
There's a picture of that Bruce posted of him and Ace together. That'd have been kind of neat if the two of them played together. Played together for for a song. They could have played together for a Kiss song, and I think Ace would have done that with Bruce because I don't think he felt threatened by Bruce at all.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. No, I don't think he does either.
Yeah, I don't think he feels threatened by Tommy. I just think the whole thing is just bad. So I mean, it just leaves a bad taste in his mouth. So.
And I think they've done that kind of set on that Kiss cruise. They've done acoustic, like deep cuts. I haven't been on it, but
I haven't either.
Heard that. They did that.
Yeah, I watched videos from about every one of them, but I've not been on it yet either.
Alan, you were going to say something a second ago. You were.
Well, you guys were talking about the difference in when they're in the makeup, when they're out of the makeup. Look at the Cobo Hall 76 show, and then look at the Cobo Hall 1984 show. That's day and night different.
Oh yeah.
That's all I was going to bring up about that.
Yeah.
Well,
so what?
Let's get back on the topic of Leigh here.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about as far as I know you said you had a Punisher, and it looks like you've got a Fender back there. And then what's your favorite bass that you have, and what's one that you really would like to get?
The one I'm attached to is the Steve Harris signature Fender right there. My Punisher I love. It's very powerful.
Speaking of her Punisher, when we were at the Cincinnati Kiss Expo, I got my picture taken holding her Punisher, and the guy running the Cincinnati Expo was sitting behind me, and whoever took the camera was way more inebriated than I was. And it's a great blurry picture of me in a Punisher bass, and Alan Mullins in the background, clear as a bell. It was so funny.
I remember.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling very good the next day. Didn't have any Taco Bell though. So.
Yeah, Alan has an affinity for Taco Bell at 2 a.m. It's not good. It's never good.
So,
never good.
Besides being a Kiss fan and being in the tribute bands and everything, I know that you are an aficionado of horror movies.
I am.
And stuff like that. So, tell us about some of the conventions you've gone to and some of the, like the guy that plays Captain Spaulding, I think You got pictures of you and him. Who are some of those people that you've met? Tell us a little bit about that.
Those are fun. My best story is I went to one of the horror conventions in Florida, and I dressed as Reagan from The Exorcist, and I thought I did a killer job. It took me like 3 hours, and I had the pea soup and the pajamas on. So I went up to meet Doug Bradley, who plays Pinhead.
Yeah.
So I went up to his table, and as I walked up, he was looking down at his phone like this. So I just stood there, I was dressed as Reagan, and I just stood there, with a look on my face. And he looked up and he went, "Whoa!" Like, I'm like so proud, like I startled Pinhead. Proud of myself. I met him, and then I've met Tom Savini, because if I won the lottery, I would go to Tom Savini's special effects school and learn makeup because I love it. And I met Robert Englund. He was awesome because Freddie's my favorite. Yeah, Captain Spaulding. Yeah, those conventions are really fun.
More fun than a KISS convention?
Kind of fun, yeah. We have one here in Atlanta called Dragon Con, and I mean, I don't know how many thousands of people. It's downtown through 3 hotels. It's amazing, and the outfits and the costumes are unbelievable.
Yeah, we have one in Indianapolis. I'm just south of Indianapolis, and it's huge. They take the whole convention center. It's 3 days, and my son saw it on TV one time. They were advertising. He goes, "Well, let's go." So I thought you could just go buy tickets outside, which you can't because you have to buy tickets like months ahead of time.
Oh.
So it was cool. We went down there. We're walking around. There's Chewbacca and
Yep.
all these people, and I think this is more like a Gen Con type of thing or whatever, or Comic Con type of thing. And I'm like, I walked up to the window and I said, "I'd like to buy 2 tickets," and she goes, "Today?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess not."
Yeah, you got to get the passes and wait in line. It's unbelievable. But
yeah. When a Wookiee tells you you're here on the wrong day, you probably I just got back in the car and we left.
Yeah, I actually did the parade this year at Dragon Con, and I was Maleficent. Angelina.
Oh, yeah.
Maleficent. It came out amazing.
Yes,
and
it did.
Little girls were freaking out. Like they were yelling, "Maleficent!" And I'd go up and hug them, and it was really a different experience. It was fun.
Wow. So do you get to, you with your practice and stuff like that, do you get, a lot, you have enough time to get all this stuff done? Or are you just like constantly on the move? Or because it sounds like you're involved in a ton of stuff and then you work. So
well, I try to keep, I like to keep busy, but I actually haven't practiced dentistry in about 5 years. I'm a consultant for an insurance company. I got burned out really bad. If you've heard about the suicide rate for dentistry, I know why.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
It's brutal. It's very stressful.
Well, I can understand, because not everybody keeps as pretty teeth as
Exactly.
you do.
As you know. But so I did it 21 years. So the last 5 years I've been a consultant for an insurance company, and I love it. I just sit at a cubicle and do claims and look at x-rays. It's low stress. So, it's great.
Wow.
So I don't have to deal with patients on the weekend. It's like, so any free time is mine. So I do what I want.
Well, that's cool.
Yep.
That makes sense now because I work in healthcare too, and I was and so with physicians, and I was like, how does she have time to do this? Because I know that, she's got to be busy. So
I always made time though for it because I always, love it.
yeah, you got to balance. Some people don't do a good job of balancing.
Yeah, you got to have an escape,
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
I want to kind of jump back to you playing in the bands and everything. I asked you about cool moments or whatever. You have any Spinal Tap moments that you care to discuss?
Jeez. Spinal Tap. Not any I can think of that were bad, but I do have a little small Stonehenge I put on my amp. I started. I bring it with me. Like, if it's not on my amp, I feel like I'm not going to play a good show. Like, it's like a weird, it's kind of mascot, I guess. My little Stonehenge. But I'm sure I'd have to, and I know stuff happened to us as Black Diamond. I remember Shannon fell on the stage, because of the boots. We had to make sure there were no cords and stuff. and she just fell right on her stand. Right, it was bad. But yeah, we've had some crazy things happen.
You have any more questions, Dennis?
No, I'm pretty well got everything answered I was needing there, I think. Yep. I'm good.
Bill?
Lee, what do you listen to now? What I
That's
mean,
fine.
are there any new bands that you really have kind of gotten excited about or anything?
You know, I have trouble getting into new music. I just can't. I just always go back to the past. Like I don't know. I know that's bad, isn't it?
No, it's hard. It's no.
I get accused of being in a box all the time, so trust me.
The only new music I like is if one of my old guys is in the band, like Velvet Revolver had Slash in it, so I kind of like that, that type thing. 6 a.m. I like because Nikki Sixx is in it,
There you go.
Those are my new bands.
Yeah.
I like.
Well, I guess I have one final question for you.
Try to.
Bill, you're cutting up pretty bad.
Cutting up. Hold on.
Now you're
Now he's
frozen.
froze.
Frozen.
Well,
like that look, though.
if he ever unfreezes, we'll let him ask you his last question. But there he went. See if I can get him back on here.
That's funny.
Oh, he's calling back.
Well,
He'll be back.
here we go.
He'll be back.
Oh, he's out. Game over for Bill.
So Lee, is that an acoustic 12 string too? Is it kind of a semi hollow?
No,
it
it's electric.
Okay. But it looks like is it solid body though?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay. I guess the round hole is just a
Yeah,
decorative.
I guess it's just for looks.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm gonna say being a 12 string, it's gonna be there's so much tension on that neck. I'm surprised it just don't snap in half.
I know it's a beast. I'm
Oh,
getting better at it.
Yeah, I've got a Geddy Lee Fender that I really like. His signature.
There he is.
It's got a real thin neck at the top because I got real short fingers.
Wow.
Hey, Bill.
Okay, Bill, what were you trying to ask?
You're going.
You froze up.
And you look funny when you froze too.
Probably did. Leave that part in.
I'm planning on it.
Oh yeah.
So I asked what new bands you listen to. You said that you're not really much into new bands. You're really kind of still hanging with the old stuff. But that's one of the things that we try to do is try to turn each other, over, onto some new music periodically. So just wasn't sure if you were, trying to get some new stuff going or kind of where you're at with that. So that was really the question. So.
No, I mean, if someone has some, I've listened to stuff people tell me to listen to, and I'll listen to it, and But I love the new Iron Maiden CD.
Yeah, Megadeth had a new CD that came out too that must be doing really well. I mean, I think it. I've read a bunch of reviews on it. Says it's great. I've never been a big Megadeth fan though. So
Well, there's a new Anthrax album out that I posted that one new song they got. It sounds really good.
I love that these bands are still making it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's awesome.
yep.
I might be meeting Steve Harris next month. So I've got this whole thing I've been doing. My favorite bass players, I have them sign me, and I get it tattooed.
Cool.
So
Wow.
I have 3 of them so far. I have Gene, and I have Nikki, and Michael Anthony.
Right on.
So I'm going to get Steve Harris next month, I hope, and hopefully get Tom Peterson too. So that'll be fun.
Awesome.
Where will
Very
you see
cool.
Steve Harris at? Are they going to be in the States?
They're touring. I'm going down to Florida to see them, and then we're flying to Vegas to see them.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because they got the new album, Book of Souls. It's really good.
Yeah, I have to ask my wife if she wants to go. That's her favorite band.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Oh, see, I liked it. Didn't seem abnormal to me.
No, I drug her to a show in like 1984, and she brings it up to this day.
It was the Power Slave. It was a great concert.
It
I
was
was
a
there
great
that night.
show, but she hated it.
Oh, it was awesome.
Come on.
All right, Lee, I'll ask you one more question, and then we will call it a night. We do appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us. My last question is kind of a tongue-in-cheek question. Whatever happened to Ziggy Chicken Dust?
Jeez. I think Holly has them.
You need to get her to get him out of retirement. He needs to be sitting beside Stonehenge.
Yeah, I'll see if she's got him. Pretty sure.
So the story behind Ziggy Chicken Dust is at the 2004 Evansville Kiss Expo, he kind of showed up from another room at the hotel,
Yeah.
and he became part of the Black Diamond Road crew.
He was at the bar. He was in the bar. He was a decoration. It was like a wooden chicken. It had legs that you put over it, and it sat. And all right, I took him. I put him in a.
Statute of limitations has expired.
I put him in a pillowcase. Took him. I don't believe I did that.
That was fun. We had fun. We had fun joking on MySpace about that for like 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah, every once in a while, a random picture. They would go somewhere and take a random picture, and there would be Ziggy Chicken Dust, and then he just kind of faded away. All right, well, I guess that's about all the questions we have. Do you have anything you want to talk about or promote?
No, I mean, I'm
like
just
like the Cheap Trick thing. Where you're going to be playing?
Yeah, I mean, if you're on Facebook, we're called Dream Police, and we have our own first show, because our first show New Year's Eve was kind of an opening. We only had 10 songs, and so now April 2nd is going to be our show. So it'll be great. And then my other band is Iron Mullet. We're on Facebook too, and we, like I said, we do Maiden and Dio and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
Right on.
I love it.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Check us out on www.agesofrock.com. Find our Facebook page, facebook.com/Ages of Rock Podcast. If you go to our website, you can find the links to our Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel, obviously, Instagram, Twitter. So hook us up there. Give us some reviews on iTunes. We'd love to hear what you have to say, good or bad. And with that, we bid you farewell. See you next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.